So my new TV show is called The Lazy Environmentalist. It's going to air on Sundance Channel starting this June. What I do on the show is I seek out people who are pretty skeptical about the environment, skeptical that they could integrate environmental choices into their own lifestyles or their careers. And then I see how well can I find solutions that meet their criteria. We're actually testing some of the best green alternatives in the real world. And that creates some very interesting dynamics and certainly some surprises. The TV show came about after I wrote my first book, The Lazy Environmentalist, Your Guide to Easy, Stylish Green Living. And at the time, I had a daily radio show on Sirius Satellite Radio. And Domino Magazine profiled me, so that caught their eye. They brought me in for conversations to talk about possibly doing a show. When I went in to Sundance, they said, all right, well, do you have any ideas for me to pitch them? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to have a talk show. I'm going to do it like Letterman style. And basically said, all right, you don't talk so much, but we have a producer in mind we want to pair you with. The executive producer of my show is Dave Metzler. His company is Free Range Media. He was the co-creator of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. I love that he had that experience because what we're trying to do with this show and what's very important to me is to create a show that informs people about the environment and at the same time entertains them. But for me, there were many moments on the show where I was in situations that shocked me because the people that I was interacting with, well, frankly, were actually really interested in what we were doing. We greened a wedding, and we presented this bride and groom with all kinds of environmental alternatives to integrate into their wedding. A lot of people at this wedding were like Teamsters and just pretty tough dudes who don't know who I am, and I'm just sort of crashed this wedding. So finally they say so who are you? What are you doing here? And I explain what I'm doing. And they kind of look at me and they're I don't know what they're thinking, and suddenly they say, that is awesome. It can be surreal at times to be in this role. When the TV show was announced, we were in Los Angeles for a press conference, and I was on stage with Isabella Rossellini and David de Rothschild, who also has a show. So to be sitting next to her while she goes through that process and thinking what the heck am I doing here? Sometimes I kind of have to pinch myself and remind myself that I'm actually here because what I'm doing is resonating. My philosophy is to find solutions that fit the way people want to live their lives. I just think it's unrealistic to say to people, you should go green. Our approach with the Lazy Environmentalist is really to say, fine, we're not going to tell you what to do. What we're going to show you is that there are so many environmental alternatives available today that you're really going to like. I don't think that trying to guilt trip people or to moralize in a way that's going to try and force people to change who they are, I just don't think it's effective. If it were effective, I'd be doing it too. I just don't think it's effective.